open the meeting, start with the pledge, please. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good evening, everybody. The motion to accept the prior meeting minutes from February 22nd, 2022, please.
Make the motion.
Second of the motion.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. Correspondence from Kathleen, please.
I have a budget modification from the police chief, budget modification from the highway superintendent, police resignation from Officer Manuel Maderos effective February 21st, free rabies clinic in the town of New Windsor on Saturday, May 14th, 10 to 12 at the Christie Babcock Memorial Park. The flyer will be hanging out in the hallway. Mortgage tax receipts from County Clerk Kelly Eskew for February. The February impound report from Palmer's Ark. The building department monthly report for February. Letter from Real Property Tax Service Agency that one of our bar members, Board of Assessment Review members, needs training, which is scheduled for March 24th, and that is Sheena Matthew. I have the 2021 annual financial report. I have 2 quotes from Chris Berman for the siding at the sewer plant, and a proposal from Night Watch for something here at Town Hall. That's all that I have.
Okay, thank you, Kathleen. Board member reports, Amanda? No reports, all right. Brian?
I have some. Couple things going on between now and our next meeting. Little League is doing a pancake breakfast up at the Otisville Firehouse this Sunday, the 13th. That's going to be from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Hopefully they'll get a lot of people like they always do to help support that organization. 2 days after that, we have our village election, and that will be on the 15th from 12 p.m. to 9 p.m. at Village Hall. That's the only election in our town that you actually go vote at Village Hall for village residents. I talked to Night Watch, so this proposal that Kathleen just talked about, it's actually for 2 things. The top one is for Town Hall, and the second sheet is for the youth center. We talked about this 2 meetings ago. I wasn't at the last meeting, so I was waiting for a update. So if I can, I'll just start with the second sheet. The second sheet is basically to put mag locks on the doors to fix the problem up at the youth center. What this would do is kind of like our front door here. When you open the door up, when it closes, it would mag lock shut. So there's no accidentally leaving the door open. There's no leaving a rock in the door to hold it open. The only thing that he had to add, which I believe should be on here, is a key box for the rental side. And what the key box would do is there would be a key in it, or we'd take the key out and we'd each have copies, and the renter, whoever rents it, would get it. And what that would do is bypass the mag locks. So if they're having a party, a couple hundred people, let's say as an example, there's no reason to hold the door open for people to come in and out currently like they are now. Chris Furman and I were up there a couple weeks back at an event, and they stick a rock in the door. That's their answer to holding the door open with our current system. So hopefully that would alleviate it. The next one, the first one, is for Town Hall. It's for the front door. What this would do is take the mag lock from the outside door and move it to the inside door, hopefully alleviating any alarm issues that we have here with false alarms going off when it gets windy. And what that would do is open the vestibule up, which I hope in the future to talk to everyone about possibly putting a mailbox out there for people to pay their taxes, drop them off, and also to possibly move the flag box inside so it's out of the elements. That's all I got.
Thank you, Brian. Chris?
So there's no ZBA meeting this month. Hidden Valley Sewer, I have given you guys 2 quotes, which we can talk about later, but that is for the siding for the lab building. Also, the DCO upgrade. I just want to let everybody know, I know we have a lot of new residents that have moved in. In our town, you are required to have your dog's licensed. And how you do that is you would bring a copy of the rabies certificate, and you will bring that to town hall, where Kathleen will do the paperwork with you, and there's a small fee for it. I believe is it $6, Kathleen?
Well, if they would need to bring the current rabies, and if the dog is spayed or neutered, they have to bring that too, because there is a difference in fees, $6 or $16.
Okay, so if it's spayed or neutered, you have to show proof of that from your veterinarian, which is very easy. You can have it faxed over to the office even if you need to. So, but I know there's a lot of new residents, so I'm just letting you know with that. And other than that, I don't have anything new.
Okay, thank you, Chris. Jim?
Okay, village, fire calls last month was 7. They updated their mask policy at the last meeting. Now, if you're attending the meeting, you know, it's optional to wear a mask. Employees still have to wear their mask if they're not vaccinated. Next meeting will be March 17th at 7 p.m. And the last topic I have is Little League. We got a call today from the Little League president. I guess there's some issue up in D field with drainage, and he has a company, Wagner Landscaping, that's willing to do some repairs up there for the drainage issue. They want to dig up the field around the infield diamond to lay pipe in, drainage pipe in with stone. And they are requesting that we supply them with the stone, 10 yards of stone for this project. I know I spoke with Brian today about this, and my question was would, you know, Wagner be allowed to do this kind of work on the town property? And probably would need a certificate of insurance from them.
Yeah, and a release.
They wanna donate their time and labor, so it's not like they wanna charge. The only thing, they're willing to supply the pipe, just to add to Jim, because I talked to him too, since we're both liaisons for Little League. They're willing to supply the pipe, they're willing to supply the other stuff, just to do a little bit of drainage. The only thing that they would ask us for is some kind of drainage rock, and he approximated 10 yards. And all they're really looking for us to do is dump it off, just kinda like we do the clay, and they're willing to do the rest of it. I guess they've had this guy from Wagner be willing to help him out for a little while, so they want to take advantage of it. I said the same thing. I'm sure Wagner has insurance, they're a legit company, they're around, and David, whatever else we need, I'm sure we can ask for and get before they go ahead and do it. Again, they're looking to donate this, so it's not a cost to anyone except for the drainage rock, which I believe, I know we do. We have it in our budget for Little League,
D field is the town field.
yes.
They'd have to get a 811 mark out, because there's a 15,000 volt
Line that goes up,
line
okay.
under that
Yep.
field.
Okay.
Do you have anything more on that, Dean, regarding the contractor doing the work up there?
I have no problem with it, as long as they get the mark out and practice safety around that. I don't know where they're going with the water. If they're draining the infield, where are they going with it? I mean, where are they running the pipe?
It's gotta terminate somewhere. Okay.
I'd like to see their plan.
Yeah, why don't we have like a pre-construction meeting with them? This way Dean can go over with them, explain, this way they hear it right, you know, from him, explain the underground utilities, the markouts, all that. I would think they know the routine, but I think that should be our first step. Then once we get that, we can,
Yeah.
we can move forward, get forward with the construction on it, so that's fine.
Let's set something up, I'll let Brian know. Right. That's all I have.
Everything else, all right, thank you, Jim. Just a couple things I'd like to include here. We have, was mentioned at our last meeting this upcoming Thursday, the 10th of March, 6:30 at the Minisink Valley Middle School. Your school board meeting is gonna have a presentation for the proposed new library district at the school board meeting. So anybody that's looking for information on that, more than welcome to attend that public meeting. From here in the town, we had on the 28th of February, 2022, the town had the annual update document, our annual report filed with the Office of the State Comptroller for New York by our accountants, KKB&N. So that was done on time. The 28th is our deadline to file the annual report. There's a copy on file in town clerk's office with Kathleen. I also have a copy here. If any of the board members would like a copy of that, let Kathleen or myself know, we can get them to you. This is the first year in quite a few years we've had the document filed on time without an extension. So that's, I know there's been a lot of, with the new accounting firm, a lot of updates, a lot of new data and things in terms of internally, the department heads getting all that information over, so we can get everything filed and on time. So thank you for everybody for getting that taken care of on our end, and again to the accountant for getting all that done within a timely manner. So, and that's what I have. Next is our highway report from Dean.
Our spring cleanup's coming up, which means that we need the board to authorize advertising for dumpster bids. I believe we already scheduled the ad for the paper because of time constraints. You have the bid opening date and all that,
I just know that it's gonna run tomorrow.
tomorrow, okay. See, we can do this ahead of time.
Okay.
And then, I have some training scheduled for our four newest guys, Brandon, Chris, Corey, and Joseph. And, these are both courses put on by Cornell University, the, local roads program. We have, it's called Local Roads Done Right. It's March 23rd in Putnam County at a cost of $200. It's $50 per person. And then April 21st, Work Zone Flagger Training, and that's held over at Walk Hills Town Hall at a cost of $200. So I have those three things that you need to approve tonight. Other than that, the men have redone the break room and the break room restroom over there. And they're just about completed. I think they completed it today, actually. The restrooms were completed a few weeks ago at the courts. Paul just mentioned today that it needs a hallway painted. So we're pretty close to transitioning to working outside again, weather permitting. So we kept the guys busy this winter for sure on these projects. And I believe everybody's happy with them. That's all I have.
All right, that's it there. Okay. And what were the dates again for the two trainings, Dean?
Local Roads Done Right is March 23rd, Putnam County. And then Work Zone Flagger Training is April 21st. And that's at Walk Hill Town Hall.
All right. Thank you. Police report for Paul?
Just a couple things. There's a budget mod that is just switching money around based on, there was a car accident last year, and this is, we paid the bill, and this brings the money back in from the insurance company. So, and the car was repaired, and the bill was paid, so this reimburses the account to make up for that. We have the resignation of Officer Maderos, effective 2/21. He's, been given, per the contract, he had to pay back certain items, and then because he was in his second year, he has to pay 50% of it. So hopefully we'll get a check from him at some point. But he was given a bill for those items. So, you know, at this point, he's all set, or we're all set with him. The other thing is, and I spoke to Matt about this, so as part of the reform plan last year, we talked about, one of the items we were working on was youth, and outreach to the youth. We had the community engagement team. I know we keep going round and round about how we can do this. So one of the ideas and something that we liked was to do a week-long law enforcement, like, youth academy. I don't know if we have an exact name of it yet, but the gist of it would be that. We're looking to do it July 11th through the 15th from 9 to 3. So we're looking for authorization to do that, and basically what we would look to do is similar to what other communities do. Crawford does one, Middletown does one. So you would sign up for the week. We're looking at students entering the 6th grade to students entering the 10th grade. We thought that was a doable age swing, so we didn't have too far of a range. So it would be interesting for everybody. Bob Decker, who runs the program at BOCES, and Jamie, who's one of our SROs, is gonna kind of coordinate it for us. So we're just looking for authorization to do it from you guys tonight. It would be at the youth center, in the big room and outside. And then as we get, once we get authorization, we get closer, we'll come up with some more formalized plans. But that's what we're looking to do.
Is there a limit, how many?
Probably, at some point. I don't know, I'm more worried about there being enough interest than having too much interest. So
Now, is this just for local, or is this?
we're gonna start out with town residents. And I think we also said, I don't know if we would see someone going to 11th grade, but if there was a sibling issue, we could probably work around that if it was something reasonable. Our goal was maybe 25 to 30 kids. On the top end, we thought we could handle that. 10, obviously if you don't have 10, it's probably not worth it. But
What days was that, Paul? July what?
July 11th through the 15th, it's a Monday through Friday.
Now, how would that coincide with, I know it's on our list to talk about for summer camp. We're not 1,000% sure what we're doing with summer camp until we have people register. But our secondary backup plan was if we didn't get enough people to possibly use the youth center instead of the school, depending on how many people. And not that I think it's a conflict, because obviously, but the place is big enough, but just throwing it out there, because we don't know yet. We're still in the beginning stages of summer camp.
We also, we could use the senior center for it.
Right, I was gonna say,
There's-
if worse come to worse, so we could do what we're planning to do. Some of the activities are gonna be outside activities mostly anyway, but the few things that we would do inside, we could do inside the senior center, if it came to it.
Yeah, because what we had, like Paul said, we had the discussion, it would be, activities would come in, try to have a K-9 demonstration, would be an outside thing, if we could have that arranged, where this way it's all at the, if you were the police station facility,
Right.
and, kind of move around within that, so this way it's not so much the kids are out traveling, as more so in and out of the
They're there,
buildings.
right?
So-
Yeah, there's one, I don't wanna call it a field trip, but there's one field trip, we don't have all the details worked out, so I don't wanna mention it now, but we had one thing where we would probably go off-site with the group, and other than that, it would, be K-9, SWAT team, crime scene, the FBI said they would come, so just general lecture and some demonstration stuff, some physical time, as well out there.
Great idea.
So we're just looking for, if everyone's good with it,
Yep.
yeah, then we'll start moving forward, with that.
And that's it.
And that's all I have.
Village report from Diane?
Actually, I have nothing to report. Brian already mentioned the village elections are on Tuesday. Our next meeting will be the following Thursday, the 17th. So if you come, wear green. That's all I have to report today.
Thanks, Diane. Julie, anything from the building office?
Well, we've done 44 permits to date, taken in $23,000, issued 18 title searches and issued 7 violations. And, just to circle back to the, condemnation, situation, we think that that's coming to a
Conclusion?
yes, hopefully.
Weird noises.
Julie also did MS4 training for the entire staff next door. We actually utilized the TV up at the rec center, so it worked out good.
Yeah, it did work good. And I finished up the report and we're just gonna finalize with the engineer.
Yep. And just a reminder for the public, our next meeting on the 21st, here at the Town Hall, 7:30, we have a public hearing for the MS4 stormwater plan. all part of our requirement with filing that with the state annually. So that'll be at our next meeting on the 21st. Right, now into our new business. I'd like a motion to adopt the highway budget modification as written, please.
I'll make the motion.
And second the motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Like a motion to adopt the police budget modification as written, please.
I'll make the motion.
And a second?
I'll second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Need a motion to accept the resignation of police officer Manuel Medeiros effective 2/21/2022.
Make the motion.
And a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Make a motion to authorize the police chief to start the youth police academy for the dates mentioned, 7/11 to 7/15.
I'll make the motion. I'll second it then.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Like a motion to allow the highway department to advertise for bids for the spring, is that also gonna cover the fall cleanup, Dean?
Yes,
The
that's spring and fall.
Spring and fall cleanups.
I'll make that motion.
And a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Need a motion to authorize training on March the 23rd for 4 employees for $200, as well as training on April 21st for $200. Total cost for all the training, $400.
I'll make the motion.
And a second, please.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. On to our 2 quotes from Night Watch. The town hall quote is for the modification to the front door system, cost estimate between $300 and $500, depending on the total of the labor. They don't anticipate any materials being needed unless something happens during the renovation phase that would need to be addressed, only as required. Like a motion to adopt or approve that expenditure.
I'll make the motion.
And a second, please.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The proposal for the youth center is still the same. I think they sent the original older quote, so we're gonna check with them before we,
Yep.
because there was items not included
On it originally.
on the original quote, so we have to get back with the contractor on that.
I'll have it for next meeting.
So that is done. Now, do we have any questions on the quotes for Hidden Valley Sewer for the siding project?
I don't have any.
No questions. So,
Chris, the color that was, I have a question.
Yes.
Just about the color that was chosen, it's gonna blend in with everything, right?
Yeah, it's hot pink, so it should be fine. No, actually, it's gonna be a green, so it'll, blend in with the building and what's already there.
What's already-
Something, that won't be obtrusive. There will be some, I believe, the trim, like around, the corners and stuff, I think will be white, but, the main siding will be a green. And it's a product that they have in stock readily, so.
It's plywood right now, isn't it? Last time it was. a
It's
little bit-
Tyvek plywood, thanks to, Dean and the highway guys
Yeah.
last year, they put a new roof on it, new windows, and, some reconstruction to it, and, now it's gonna last another 20 or 30 years, let's hope, and, this will seal up the package here, basically.
yeah, so the colors are cypress, which is a shade of green, and white, which is your trim
Yep.
and your metal work.
Yep.
So, the proposal from Jeff Sniffen is Jeff Sniffen Construction. Total cost is $4,929.95. It's cheaper than the other price from Luna Roofing for a total cost of $8,200.
The reason I'm asking too tonight is that, I met with 3 contractors, I had appointments with 7, so only 3 met me. But the other thing is, I'm finding out that material is going up by the hour. I mean, you look at gas, it just went up, 60 cents over the weekend, so, from last Thursday.
20th is the expiration.
So that's what we have tonight. So that's the other reason why I would like to move on it tonight.
And is this us picking up, like, I know we did a project with Jeff before.
Yep.
This is us picking up the supplies?
Yeah, so we would be, that quote is for, us to purchase the supplies. And, we put that all together with the manufacturer, and then, his labor is on the front, so.
And we can. Okay, then this will be done in two separate pieces. Yeah, the bid for the materials is from the Middletown branch of Beacon Building Products, so. Still, the total cost is still $4,929.95, but, so we'll break this out two ways. So we'll need a motion to authorize the construction project at Hidden Valley Sewer for Jeff Sniffen Construction, total cost of $2,100.
I'll make the motion.
And a second?
I'll second the motion.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
And for the same Hidden Valley Sewer project, authorize a motion to purchase the materials from Middletown branch of Beacon Building Products for a total cost of $2,829.95.
I'll make the motion.
And a second? All in favor?
Aye. Chris, the only thing I'm gonna tell you, do you know, do we have a, what do you call it with them? Have we bought supplies through them?
Speaking, we do, yes, and I
Alright,
think we
so
got
we have-
about $1,000 in credit with them right now.
Okay.
He's gonna order it from them, or?
I can call him tomorrow, I think we're gonna go ahead and do it. I'll call him tomorrow, and I'll get with you.
Well, he probably has a proposal number on here, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll find that out for you, Dean.
Thank you.
Thank you. And need a motion to authorize paying the bills for abstracts number 8 and number 9.
I'll make the motion.
And a second, please.
Second it?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. To our old business, summer camp, as we mentioned a few times, we have 2 applications for employees for summer camp. We are gonna accept applications through the end of the month, which is the 31st of March. If we are unable to secure the workforce, then we can't take on the children, just the reality of things. At this point, we are looking for 2 more director applications. We have an application for the main director and the art director. We'd be looking for a sports director and an assistant director. This way, we've got 4 main adults to administer the camp. From that, then we would be looking for counselors to further work with the students at the lower class size levels. So if anybody has an interest in working through the summer camp the town has held in the past, please call the town office. We can either get you the applications, email them, and get them back to us before the end of the month.
Matt, the only thing I wanted to add to that was, there's been a lot of questions as far as age. I know there's been a lot of requests on our page as far as access to it. A couple years back, we made our summer rec page. You had to basically ask for access to get in, so we don't have everyone in the world in there looking at kids' pictures and stuff. I know there was a question as far as counselor ages, so counselors are 16 and up. We did do junior counselors a couple years ago, which the question came up, and I guess the answer would be is if we get to that point and we get enough people, we'd look at junior counselors, and they would have to be the age of 15. And as far as kids being involved with camp, it was kindergarten. You had to be in kindergarten in the 22, in the 2022 year, and you had to be under 14 by July 1st, which I believe July 1st in the past is when we kind of started, so it would be by the date we actually start summer camp. So I hope that answers some questions. I know that I've answered people online because they have the questions about it, but I'm honestly hoping that we can do it. I hope we get a couple more people that have interest, and again, we'd be starting it We haven't done it in 2 years, but I think with COVID numbers the way they are, I think we're clear to go, yes.
There's been a lot, like Brian mentioned, with parents asking about sending their children, so there is an interest, but we have to have the staff to make it work. It's not something one person can just run on their own, it takes a team, so we're looking to fill those spots that we need to get the camp kicked off this year. The next item is the dangerous properties. Julie had mentioned earlier from section lot 10-146. We've had some good news with that in terms of the residents finding another location to live. But that leaves us with the position, and David, if you would give us a little direction on that.
Yeah, I
With the
assume,
building being
yeah.
unoccupied at that point.
I assume that the town is going to be contracting out the work to actually demolish the property, or the structure on the property. If that's the case, it's my understanding that the owners of the property would like some time just to collect some personal items.
Correct.
Since you're gonna have most likely a few weeks to get those bits back anyway, what I can do is I can provide this week to the town board. I've written up bid packages in the past for other towns for this type of work. I can get that to you. In the meantime, if you want to permit them in, perhaps either accompanied by law enforcement or by a representative from the building inspector's office, just so they can collect things over the course of a couple weeks, that's fine. I don't have any issues with that, as long as they are vacating as they say they are. But, in the end, the structure's the danger, so if they need some time to remove their personal items and they're not going to obstruct the work that the town's going to do, I say I don't see any harm in giving them a few weeks, since it's gonna take that much to actually publish the ad and get the bids back, so.
We'll review what David has to prepare for us, then we can move forward with that once that comes through. So at that next meeting, hopefully we've got something clear in terms of a direction of what we need to go with on that case. So, and next we'll have public participation.
Can I just ask and get a little more information on the summer camp positions that you need and qualifications for them? So you said sports director,
Yes.
right, a sports director, and then there was some other director position.
Yeah.
What was the other one? Sorry.
Assistant director. So normally what that person would do, art director and sports director, they set with if you will, the curriculum. This way they have all the groups with the counselors, have everybody occupied. The other director position, their assistant, would be usually someone that has the medical qualifications we need from the county, someone that is like EMT or.
So I was gonna ask what the
certified.
qualifications are.
Correct,
but-
there's.
And is this information somewhere, so you don't have to tell me? Like, is it on a flyer, or is it on the website?
No.
Or if not, you can just tell me and I'll just.
Qualifications, someone would
Yes.
apply, we talk to them, and there's no qualifications.
Oh, you don't
listed.
have any set qualifications?
We would,
Is there an age, though, for these director positions? You
yes,
said counselors are 16 or older. What about the director positions?
18 or older.
18
We
or older,
would, this
okay.
way that we're looking to have 4 adults
Okay.
to oversee the rest of the
Okay.
staff.
And you need counselors, yes, as
Yes.
many as possible?
That is
Okay.
correct.
It's not,
Um,
it's not advertised yet,
Okay.
but we do.
What is the time, you said July 1st? What's the time frame, like the commitment for
No,
this
I actually,
position?
you know what,
Do you know, like,
it's the week after July 4th, so
okay,
I actually posted the dates,
Calendar.
just because we did it a little different.
so like the 5th?
The
Or is it
11th.
The 11th?
The
Okay.
11th.
And then till when?
It's 6 weeks, so it would be
6, okay.
the 11th to,
The 19th,
yeah, the
the
19th.
19th of August.
And what's the time of day, like the commitment during the day, when does it run?
Excellent vandalism.
Do you know?
Well, we used to, no, I don't have that
There's-
advertised.
Okay,
We used to do, see, Allison, I guess the question was this, how it came up. We used to do, when we had a lot of people involved in this, we did early morning, late afternoon.
Okay.
We don't know if we can offer that yet.
Okay,
We're like kind of,
okay,
I don't wanna say at the beginning stages, but we're at the beginning stages. We haven't done this in 2 years.
okay,
If that's fair to say.
okay,
Yeah, the normal camp would be like 9 AM to 2:30.
okay, okay.
I would say this, if you have anyone of interest, have them
Yeah.
contact us.
Well, I mean, I work with a bunch of teenagers, so I would love to spread the word, and I also will share it with the teachers that I work with in case they know people, even like college students who might be home. Like, I'll share that information. Can I ask the pay or the pay range? Like, what do these positions,
The,
have you decided?
the directors are, they'll be salaried.
Okay,
That we're still working on, and that
Okay.
is gonna hinge on, first, if we get enough people,
Okay.
and our projection for attendance.
okay,
We can't have 10 kids support 40,000 in payroll, it's just
Yeah.
not gonna
Yeah.
fly. The last year, the camp ran 2 years ago, the highest salary was $4,000.
okay,
I know that's gonna have to be adjusted,
okay.
so,
And that was for the
broken down.
director positions, obviously the
Correct.
counselors would make less than
they'd be
that.
hourly,
Okay.
correct.
Okay, all right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Just to follow up, so the assistant director has to be medically qualified as well?
Correct.
Okay.
All the directors will be medically
We-
qualified, we'll send them through the training course.
Well, yeah, but
Oh,
you
you
have to
train
have
them?
someone who has, like EMT or, I mean, you have,
There's set stipulations from the county. I
Right.
don't have that
right,
printout what
but
they
that's what you're
require.
looking for
Correct.
for the assistant
Assistant,
director.
correct.
So the assistant director wouldn't just be someone who was available, it would be someone who was actually working all day
At the,
at the camp.
at the camp, yes.
Yeah.
The expectations, the 4 directors would be working at the camp all
Yes.
day.
Okay.
Correct.
All right, switching gears here, just to let you know, the update on the Mount Hope seniors. We have established that we will start meeting regularly again on April the 12th. So every other week, we will be having our meetings, and I'll be sending stuff over as soon as we have it to announce. We will not be planning, as I mentioned, any trips until at least July. Most of the venues that we deal with aren't even starting up their daytime programs until May or June. So we kind of need to feel things out, see how many people are really comfortable going, and, could we half fill of us, that would be our goal. And the other thing, which kind of relates to seniors, because they keep asking me, is there any estimate about the HVAC project, as to when that will be done? I know the bids went out, but,
And we came back with nothing. So what we're trying to do, I've worked on finding the specifications that were listed from the engineer was one specific model
Oh,
and
okay.
manufacturer that has to come through. You can't buy it unless you're a brand
Right.
specific dealer. So finding an equivalent that we can hopefully purchase the main bulk of the materials and then hire somebody to do the contracting,
Right.
installation, similar to what we just discussed with the Hidden Valley project.
yeah,
This way it brings the price, it still will be the total price, but it'll be 2 different, if you would, bids,
right,
and get it within our procurement policy to not have to have it through the sealed bid. That's the reason for that. So we're hoping it's done over the summer, now that we're looking at hopefully spring coming soon.
yeah,
But this will not affect the senior center unless it's in the electrical room or the, like the room where the rooms and the stuff are. Most of it will be like under the police station and outside,
yeah.
so.
Okay, so it's no time soon is the answer. but
Correct, yes, we
hopefully
don't
by the
have
end of
any
the summer.
dates at this time.
Yeah, okay, that's it,
It's in the works.
thank you.
Anybody else? On for board comments? Jim, anything?
No comments.
Okay. Chris?
No comments.
Brian?
Pancake breakfast Sunday, election day, Tuesday.
Amanda? Just like to say again, like I did earlier, the school district is, the Missing School District will be having informational meeting about their proposed library district. I encourage anybody that's looking for information to go out and attend. We do have at least one person from the board, possibly more, hoping to attend to see what that presentation is, and the date is March the 10th, Thursday, 6:30 at the middle school. And that's all I have.
Are you gonna have to talk about the rentals and the non-for-profits?
Yes, thank you for reminding me.
Sorry.
The rentals, we had a couple meetings ago, discussion on not-for-profits using either the senior or youth center and the possibility of not paying the non-refundable deposit as they're there for, not-for-profit fundraiser. Any thoughts on that?
My only thought on that is, I think we need to figure out a way to contact whoever's using the facilities, not rentals on weekends. I know there's been issues with cleaning up. I talked to Kathleen about an issue at the youth center today, as far as people leaving trash. The youth center is opened, everyone who has an access card from 6 AM to 11 PM. There is garbage cans up there, but when someone comes in on a Friday rental to rent the place or a Saturday rental, the garbage cans are getting full, and there's just, I think we need to figure out a way to let people know that.
Hey, Brian, me and Dean, we talked about it, we need another dumpster, because we're finding our garbage doesn't fit in there either.
Because it's full.
It's full,
Okay.
so, Dean, we definitely need another dumpster.
But my question was more, are we going to take a refundable deposit for the not-for-profits? Are we going to ask for, proof that they are? I think there's a certificate or something that says they are, I think Town of Walk Hill or a couple other communities ask for that so that they are exempt from the fees or whatever. I didn't know if that was something you were gonna do I know you talked about it, but you didn't.
We can go further. I think we should have something on file. I mean, if you're a nonprofit, to get the certificate shouldn't be a big deal to supply to us. I mean, we are, again,
Even if it was on an annual basis, it was renewed
Still
or
renewed
updated or
insurance,
something. Yeah, along the lines of an insurance rider.
That's common.
Is that,
and if they have events, I mean, what do we do for events? Like, let's just use it as an example. Little League rented this for a wrestling event. It was a fundraiser. Where do we,
Are they not-for-profit?
Little League?
Yeah. No, they're
No,
for-profit.
they're for-profit.
Yes, so, I just don't know what
where
the,
the,
Yeah,
where do you wanna draw the line, because we are getting questions on that kind of thing.
with,
Maybe we should look at, maybe we should look and see what other towns are doing.
Well, Paula sent me a couple from, I believe, Mamakating, and she sent me
And
Walkville.
Town of Walk Hill?
Yeah.
All those people.
two neighboring towns.
The one night though that we rented it, the PBA rented it rather, that wasn't not-for-profit that left a mess, right? Wasn't
No,
that-
no,
That was the second night, was it?
Other renter,
Okay,
that wasn't a nonprofit.
okay.
Yeah, I mean, we changed
That
up
was
the
a Sweet 16 party.
cleaning schedule's changed up a little bit. She doesn't go on Wednesday. When's she do here? Thursdays?
She's here
Here at
Wednesday.
Town Hall is Wednesdays.
Wednesdays,
I
okay.
think so,
So,
up there
Mondays, yeah. We have a separate person that does just the youth center for the purpose of issues that we've had. But that doesn't obviously get it clean for going in on Friday night, Saturday, or Sunday. I know there's been issues with the senior center not being cleaned. I don't know, maybe we could talk about adjusting the cleaning schedule. I don't know, do we have them maybe go on Friday if they're willing to do that? Where it's clean for the first person?
And then they get,
I think the other
Started
thing
at some
too, we
idea.
got, cause it's open to the public, so, how do we know that Thursday nights, somebody was in there or whatever, and then somebody goes to rent it Friday night,
When she comes here on Wednesday, she usually writes down, that coming weekend, if there's a rental, because then she'll, adjust, but she only does, I think, the senior center. She's not the one who does the youth center,
Right.
so then,
Right.
there's two different.
Right.
then you're talking about two different, I don't know, we're the ones that get all the phone calls, that's all,
Hey, I guess the good problem is people are using
Making
it.
the phone calls.
Well,
I'll divert them all to you.
So with not-for-profits, if they produce a certificate of some type of not-for-profitship, along with an insurance certificate, would we be willing to waive the non-refundable deposit but still have put down the refundable security deposits, so this way if there is an issue, not-for-profit A comes in, they leave it a mess, we have that. But if they rent, clean up, there's no issues, they get the check back, there's no cost under there. Is that, everybody okay with that?
Do we hold on to that check or that credit card or whatever for the entire year, or do we give it back per time if they wanna rent?
Per time. That's it's a per
Yeah,
rental is the
correct,
refundable, correct?
yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
will hold the check for a year. It was normally what you would do is the check, I write the check as,
Well, when you wanna rent, you fill out the application and you do the non-refundable deposit.
To hold the
Angie
date.
takes that, right, that's to hold the date. Then 2 weeks before, you come back and pay the balance. 100 of that balance, depending on which hall you have, is what's gonna be your refundable deposit. So they get that back as long as you guys all say it's okay.
As long as it goes to the check.
So do we need to make a motion?
But also, so is that going to, who would amend the contract to read that way then for the non-for-profits? David?
We can, if you have a Word version, you can send me, if that's fine.
I thought you
I
read
mean,
the
no,
original
just,
contract.
no.
Oh, you didn't?
No,
Oh.
I had helped with it, I hadn't written up the whole thing.
I'm sorry, I thought you
So,
wrote it.
but I can take a look and see if I have it.
No,
I might-
I thought you did.
So we'll make a motion to amend the rental contracts for the town facilities to allow not-for-profits to show some type of certificate of not-for-profit and their insurance certificate to be waived of the non-refundable security deposit.
I'll make the motion.
Second,
One second.
all in favor?
Aye.
And we'll work on amending that contract, so this way it's available for renters.
David, can we have you look at the contract in general then?
Yeah, sure.
Just, there's some, I have some stuff that I guess, that I got from Paul, like I said, that I'll send you to, just to patch it.
Yeah, if anybody from the board has specific concerns about it as it exists, just send them to me and I can give you some options.
And get a motion to adjourn,
Make the motion.
and a second? All in favor?
Aye.
David, quick question.
Yeah.